We're playing all these same cards at the same time. Oh my gosh, you really have to pay attention and focus if you want to win. But on the oh hey, long time no see. We want to hear about Guards of Atlantis II? Feel free to sit down, take a seat. I'm talking about it right now. It's fantastic. Tell me in the comments what your favorite team-based game is right now, and let's see if this game might replace it for you. Genuinely, this is by far my favorite team-based game of any kind. This game was amazing. If you're looking for a team-based, high strategy, no luck MOBA game, this is the only one for you. Not even like the best. This is the one for you. If you don't believe me, just hear me out and you'll know why Guards of Atlantis 2 has a place on your shelf if you're a MOBA lover. For those of you who don't know, MOBA stands for Multiplayer Online Battle Arena, but of course this is a tabletop MOBA. Okay, so the overview of the game, it was published by Wolf Designer, and the designer of it was Artem Nichiporov. Okay, so the theme of the game is effectively just that there's some minions who want to destroy thrones of the other color to get some gold or maybe explode. They don't really know which one's going on. And these heroes are in it for whatever the purposes are. It could be for glory, it could be for knowledge, it could be for spells, it could be for their long-lost lover. Who really knows? Effectively, these heroes are just going on a map and helping their minions go and destroy the thrones, aka nexuses, of the other color. So you got blue, and then you got orange. The audience of this game is definitely people who are looking for a high player count, high strategy, no luck game, as well as people who are in love with MOBA games. A lot of MOBA games, if you don't know, are like God tier, Sky tier, which they're good 1v1s, maybe 2v2s, but they still have some lucky elements going on there. This game is truly ruthlessly skill-based. Absolutely no luck involved whatsoever, unless you're not playing skillfully. This game is really about who's doing what better. It comes down to, are you using your team comps effectively? Are you using your skills? Are you leveling up properly? Are you getting the right items? Like all of the stuff that's involved in League of Legends, Dota, Infinite Crisis, which is DC's, and all these other MOBAs, this game does so effectively and flawlessly, seamlessly, without it being too complicated whatsoever. The main issue on my end is that the price is about $100. I say approximately $100 because first of all, it's in euros, and it goes about 75 euros, not including shipping. Additionally, you have the fact that there are a ton of expansions to this game. The all-in pledge for the Game Found campaign was 275 euros, not including shipping. But you have to consider the fact that this game's hard to find. All the expansions are difficult to find, and it was a Game Found exclusive. Even though they now sell the extras on their website, they don't have too much more. They're doing another Game Found campaign based on what the community is talking about and what I believe we've heard from them. And that's going to make me so excited because I really want to get this game hopefully at a lower cost if possible. But no one's even selling this because it's such a good game. No one wants to give this up. So you can't even find it used really without it being like almost exactly MSRP. So the price is pretty high, but truly I would buy this game if I had the money for it. Even if it was just a base copy for 75 bucks, I would buy it because it comes with 7 champions, which is enough for a 3v3 match. The game plays all the way up to a 10-player game, which is 5v5, but it does have a 2-player variant, 1v1. But I believe this game, I don't know all the higher player counts, but this game plays very well at a 2v2. I can see it being a 3v3, but I have not experienced the other side of the map, which is a 4v4 and a 5v5, which is where you get into the true lane battlers that are involved with MOBAs. So the details of the game we've already covered a little bit. The players are between 2 players all the way to 10 players, and you need an even player count. You cannot have 7 players, for instance. The weight of the game is about 3 out of 5. It sounds complicated, but truly, to play the game is not too difficult. It's to win is what makes it difficult. You have to synergize with other players. You're not allowed to strategize your actions once cards are revealed, which is something I very much appreciate because it completely annihilates kingmaking or alpha player gaming too. You cannot simply have one guy say, well, do you do this and you do that? Because you can do that whenever you play cards down. But once they're revealed, you are not allowed to assist your opponents or assist your allies in doing the right action. Even though it might behoove you for your ally to move 2 spaces to the right and get out of your line of sight, they might not know that. They might not be paying attention. They might not have remembered what you said, and you cannot help to make the decision what the cards revealed, which completely removes alpha gaming whatsoever, and I very, very, very much appreciate that. Additionally, the length of the game is approximately 2 hours. I would say if you're playing the higher player counts, it goes to about 3.5. I would say this game is about 30 minutes per player, truly, but I've heard that it goes pretty quickly once you get to 5v5, and I know some people that have done, I believe, a 6v6. at Dice Tower East, which I'm so jealous I wish I was a part of. Now on to my favorite section of these conversations are the aesthetics. Oh my gosh, just look at all these minis. High detailed minis. The minions look fantastic. The ranged minions look great. The melee minions look great. The bulky minions look great. There are so many minions. The heroes are fantastic. My favorite looking hero is the snake one. I don't really know what her name is, but they look so absolutely stunning. I am completely like just immersed into the game just by seeing these minis on the board. The theme might not necessarily be too present because they even put in the rulebook like, who knows, let's just do this. But just the combat, knowing that we're all here to fight each other, it is so helpfully immersive. I don't like the layout of the map. It looks like it's almost like a curved world, but the more I play it, the more I do enjoy it. And then the large map looks absolutely stunning, and I can't wait to play in the map one day. Okay, so let's go into the actual game of it. So the in-game, we have the setups, which is about 15 minutes for the game, which isn't that bad whatsoever. A lot of it's just handing things out, explaining to people you need to pick one of these two characters. This is what the symbols means. I'm gonna put this there, this there, this there. It's very simple. And if people are helping you, you can truly get the whole thing done in under 10 minutes, no questions asked. But if it's by yourself, be prepared for about 15-minute setup. The teach for the game is also approximately 15 minutes. And that's going from people who have no idea what MOBAs really are all the way to fully understand the gameplay. There are a lot of little nitpicky rules you have to memorize, such as the fact that if you are within 2 spaces of a range mini, you get -1 defense. And if you're adjacent to a melee mini, you get -1 defense, and they actually stack and this, that, blah, blah. There's a bunch of like tiny little details that make the game super strategic and in-depth, which you cannot forget. So once you just, teach that to everyone, they might not remember everything, but you did your job of informing them about everything in a well-organized manner. It's about 15 minutes. The primary mechanics involved with this game as well, you got hand management, because we all have 5 cards the entire game. Even when you level up, what you do is you discard 1 card from your game, and you level up that 1 card from your personal deck. So you're managing your 5 cards in your hand effectively. You have simultaneous action because all of you are playing the same card at the exact same time, and resolving it based on speed, which is very common in simultaneous action games. You have multi-use cards, which I hate multi-use cards. I'm not really good at keeping them straight. I don't know which one to use for which, but this game very easy to go by. If you want to do an attack in this round, you know to save your attack cards for an attack, because even though each card has about 3 or 4 uses, you can only use it for one thing when you play the cards. If I play the card, I'm either using the bottom ability or I'm going to use one of the side abilities. And if you want to defend with a card, keep that card in your hand, because you have to defend with a card from your hand. So the mechanics are pretty simple, to be fully honest. It's just using that in a strategic manner is what makes the game like a 3 out of 5. The game really does feel like you're doing a great League of Legends game. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like you're playing Dota. It feels like playing League of Legends. But it's nice because there's no respawn time necessarily. It's just on your turn, you're going to do movement back to the lane, and it's cool because you have fast travel movement, which is again one of the minor nitpicky rules that has to be set ahead of time, where if there's no enemies in the section you're in and an adjacent section, you can use your entire movement to fast teleport to that section. And it's really nice whenever you lose a combat, you have to get right back to your section, right back to your lane, and you bada bing, bada boom. Everyone has only 1 HP, so it doesn't feel like... I thought that might make you feel too weak, but truly they have a great balance between attack power and between defense. Your defense in the game, if it's 6 or 7, you are a tank. Even though you don't take too many hits, that's who you are as a tank. Also, the more you level up, the more HP you get. So on 4, 5, and 6, I believe you have 2 HP instead of 1. And then 7 and 8, you have like 3 HP, which is like for definitely later games that take a lot longer, and you go a lot farther along the level up track. All the games I've played, we've been done by level 5. I think only 1 player hits level 5 when the game ends necessarily, which is pretty nice. But I can see this if you're doing a really good back and forth tug of war, that can go a lot longer. And there's no HP tracking. You don't have to be like, oh, I already took 1 damage, so you only have 1 damage left. It takes your full HP to kill you. So if you take 1 damage, you got 1 HP, you're dead. If you lose 2 HP at level like 4, 5, and 6, you're dead. If you can block, you just play a card from your hand and you block it. It's a very simple system, to be fully honest. I'm telling you, the 3 out of 5 is daunting, kind of scary, but it's really not that difficult. It's just high strategy and high difficulty to win, I would say. So that's how it feels like. I like everything the game is. A lot of games, when you do video game IPs, they like to put in dice, because video games are known for being slightly random, and that's a great way of putting that randomness in the game in an intuitive manner and a non-complicated way. Some of them are convoluted, like with campaigns. But once you do it the first time, then it's no longer a surprise. You know what minions are going to spawn, you know this and that. By having a high strategic, no luck game, that makes me very, very happy, because in League of Legends, you're not getting lucky by anything. You know, there's some crits involved, but you're not relying on a single hit to crit. In board games, you hit a lot less, so you're relying on those crits to matter a lot more. In these games, there's like no need for crits. It's just that you are doing the best of what you can with the items you have. So I very much appreciate everything that there is in the game. I appreciate the zero luck. I appreciate, the HP, the lack of HP tracking. The level up mechanics are very simple. At the end of the round, if you have enough coins to go to the next level, then you level up. And then when you level up, you go to the card from your deck. You have to level up all your 1s to 2s first, and then your 2s to 3s. And then once I believe you level up all your cards to 3s, you get your ultimate. And your ultimate is a new card in your hand. I believe that's the only time you get you get 6 cards in your hand, or maybe you swap that out with another card. I'm not too fully familiar, because again, all the games I played with this don't go even close to getting to the highest level in the game. Yeah, I really do like a lot of this game. And what I dislike, it's hard to say, because the only thing I think I dislike about the game is that it's team-based. But if you're doing a MOBA, that's the best way to do it. Because that's exactly what MOBAs are. It's multiple people playing with each other and against each other. Now, in board game communities, it's a lot harder to find people who are at your skill level, because, we get spoiled by online video gaming. With so many people playing it, it's automatic matchmaking, people that are in your rank if you're doing ranked, or people who have a similar play history. If you're doing, you got skill-based matchmaking for Call of Duty, you got ranks for every other game if you're doing stuff like that. So when you're doing board games, you could be the most in-depth player with this game, playing with the most incompetent player, and then 2 other people who kind of know what they're doing, kind of don't know what they're doing. So it could become a very unbalanced game. So you really need people who are interested in caring about it as much as you are. That's a very important factor of this game. So even though I dislike the team-based nature, it's necessary for the game. So I don't really have any complaints at the very least. And I compare this game, the only games I compare this game to are God Tier and Sky Tier. The reason why they're close, because those are the only other MOBA games I'm familiar with. Even Mechs and Minions, which is a League of Legends game, I can't even say comes close to playing like this, because that's a campaign-based co-op game against like an AI. But in this one, we have God Tier and Sky Tier. One is a middle ground. One uses dice, and then this one's just zero luck. So if you're looking for a high strategy gameplay, you want something that multiple people can play, and you really want to show who's better at the game without a shadow of a doubt, you got Guards of Atlantis 2. Go for it. If you want a lucky situation where it really just depends on the rolls you get, but it's still some strategy. You want the game to focus more about dice rolls, and that's kind of your randomized situation with attacks and defense and stuff like that. Go for God Tier. God Tier is that random back and forth strategy MOBA game. If you want something in the middle, where it is a card-driven deck situation where you utilize the cards in your hand and you flip with the top card for your deck for certain effects, that's going to be Sky Tier. It's kind of your ground, you know what I mean? So my final thoughts. Would I purchase this game? 100%. I'm very fiscally responsible. I don't really spend money too much. Even though this is definitely a more expensive game, you have the high quality minis, you have the great art on the map, you have the characters, which are very unique and very spread out. You have the game that feels very finished, very polished. You never say oh, this is stupid, I don't like this mechanic. It is a greatly balanced game. There's a lot of good things about this game. I can't think of anything necessarily negative to say about the game. I personally don't like team-based games, but again, in MOBAs, you need multiple people to do this out. If you play all the characters on the field, you're not getting the full feel of MOBA. That's more like an RTS game, because the whole thing is that you're controlling your lane, you have a direct fight with someone, and everyone else is having the direct fights, and it's about coming together as a team to be better than other players. So I can't think of a single bad thing to say about this game. The replay value is very high, because even in the base game, you have 7 champions. So you can play the game 7 times and have a completely new champion, not to mention the people on your team. Because if I play as 2 melees, we're going to have a very different experience than 2 ranged, or a ranged and melee, or a melee that can jump steps, or a melee that's an assassin, or a ranged that's not truly a ranged by the ranged abilities. It's a lot of things involved in this game. And then at the end of the day, we always talk about my final rank. I rank every single game I review, for 1 being the best game I've ever played, and then the lowest value being the worst game I've ever played, and the game I want to stay away from the most. Out of 109 games, this game so far ranks number 5. It is right underneath Arc Nova and right above Azul. It's right underneath Arc Nova because Arc Nova, I think, is such a well-designed game, and it's fully independent. And it's based off almost another video game IP that I enjoy, even though it's not a video game IP. We got Zoo Tycoon in there, where you're building a zoo, has to deal with all these animals, very satisfying turns. it takes around the same amount of time, so they're both about 2.5 hours, and it's just a great game. I very much appreciate it. I love Animals. It's right above Azul because Azul, as much as I really, really like it, it was number 2 for a long time, but as I review other games and really assess why I like Azul, I see that I love action more. I like games that are high strategy, but still with themes I like, and the theme of going to battle and fighting other people and wave pushing to the end is super dope to me. So I like that, and I'm beginning to reassess some of my classic rankings. So Marvel Munchkin's no longer like the 34. It's dropping down to like 45 to 50. Azul is slowly going from number 2. It's slowly being pushed down the list as right now it's number 6. Yeah, that's everything for today. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for staying. I hope to see you at future videos. But yeah, that's everything. Peace out. Have a great day. God bless. I hope to see you at the table soon. By the way, go in the comments below. We have a new Kickstarter coming out in February 2026. It's going to make or break the gaming caravan. So definitely we are doing our best to make this thing hit. We have a huge goal, and I really need 135 people to back in order for me to hit my goal, which is insane. But I'm really relying on the community to rally around this. But yeah, check down in the comments below and in the description. That's everything. Peace. Have a great day. God bless. And I really hope to see you at the table soon.